Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Virjam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharjaya Nachiketase cha. Looking at mantra number 15. Page number 150 of Gita Press and 70 of PDF file. So let us read the Bhaashyam. Yada sarve prabhidyante
यदा सर्वे प्रभिद्यन्ते
भेदम upayanti
भेदम् उपयान्ति
vinashyanti
विनश्यन्ति
hridayasya buddhehe.
हृदयस्य बुद्धेः.
So in your notebook, avidya granthi bhedaha mokshaha, it says there. Yeah. Avidya granthi bhedaha
अविद्या ग्रन्थिभेदः
mokshaha
मोक्षः
iha jivataha eva
इह जीवतः एव
ग्रन्थयः
ग्रन्थयः
ग्रन्थिवत्
ग्रन्थिवत्
दृढबन्धनरूपाः
दृढबन्धनरूपाः
अविद्याप्रत्ययाः इत्यर्थः.
अविद्याप्रत्ययाः इत्यर्थः.
अहम् इदं शरीरम्
अहम् इदं शरीरम्
मम इदं धनम्
मम इदं धनम्
सुखी दुःखी च अहम्
सुखी दुःखी च अहम्
इति एवमादि लक्षणाः.
इति एवमादि लक्षणाः.
Yeah.
धन्यवादः.
So we were looking at this mantra. Yada sarve prabhidyante hridayasya iha grantayah atha martyo mrito bhavati etavadhyanusashanam. Seems similar to the previous mantra. And that is why Shankara is giving that connection between the two. He is saying, Kada punaha kamana mulataha vinashaha iti uchyate. Sambandha bhasha. So he's giving the connection. Connection is what? Earlier you told me in the 14th mantra that sarve kamaha pramuchyante. When all desires disappear completely, sarve kamaha, then martyaha amritaha bhavati. And then Shankara is saying, okay, when will all kamas disappear? Like that, he's asking that question. And so he's saying that 15th mantra is a hetu, is the reason for what is said in the 15th is the reason for what is said in the 14th. That's the meaning of that. So what is said in the 15th? Yada sarve pravidyante hridayasya iha granthayah. So knots of the heart. When they go, then all kamas will go away. And then after that, amritatva praptihi. Like that is the way we should read this. And then, so he's now the Shankara's job to explain to us what is this hridayasya granthayah. And we began seeing that. दृढबन्धन रूपाः अविद्या प्रत्ययाः इत्यर्थः. Avidya pratyaya. Whenever this word pratyaya comes, often it means a vritti. Vritti means a thought, a conclusion, an idea. Okay, that's a pratyaya. And avidya pratyayaha means again thoughts only, but these are not ordinary thoughts. These are all deeply entrenched notions ityartha. So, what kind of, as a born of avidya, deeply entrenched ideas, conclusions, born of avidya, avidya janya pratyayaha, and he gave some examples of aham idam shariram. I am this body. I am this body. Universal conclusion is there. I am this body. So that is the idea of avidya here. Vidya is not a Vidya about the universe and all. I don't know what this universe is. It's too huge. And I am just a small speck. Yeah. That I am just a small speck. I don't know anything about the universe comes from this. I am a small speck. Why are you a small speck? That's because aham idam shariram. Idam shariram. And then mama idam dhanam. Aham sukhi dukhi cha aham. This is what we were looking at. All these conclusions, while they have reality, no doubt, what kind of reality they have? I took them to be Paramarthika Satyam, but then it is really Vyavaharika Satyam. That is the catch. That's the $1 million jump there. And let everything be Dukhitvam. Dukhitvam is going to happen because that is the nature of the mind. But then if I take myself to be the thought, while I am the observer of the thought, Drikdrishya Viveka, first mantra. There's a text called Drikdrishya Viveka. How many of you have heard that text? Drikdrishya Viveka. Yeah, almost all of you. So, Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik. Tadrishyam Driktu Manasam. Look at this. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik. Hey, Rupam means all these forms, all these colors that you see. Rupam Drishyam. It is a Drishyam. It is the scene. It is an object. It is something that you see. And then there is somebody called a seer. Who is the seer? Lochanam Drik. Lochanam means eyes. Netrani or Netre. Netre Drik. All right. Drik. Then Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik. Tadrishyam. But then the Lochanam also is Drishyam only. Tadrishyam Driktu Manasam. But the eyes themselves are also, at that point, you think they are the seer. But really, even the eyes are the seen object. Then who is the seer? Driktu Manasam. Manasam. Manas is the seer of the eyes. Manas has to be watching from behind. Then what about Manas? Drishya dhi vrittaya sakshi. Drishyaha dhi vrittayaha. All these dhi pratyayaha, dhi vrittayaha means buddhi vrittayaha. Every thought that is happening in the mind. They are all drishyaha. They are not drik. Earlier I said they are drik. Mind is the drik, but no, they are drishyaha also. In that context, they are drik, you can say, but even that is a drishyaha. Drishyaha dhi vrittayaha sakshi drige vanatu drishyate. Sakshi, there is something called sakshi. Sakshi drigeva. Sakshi is the drig, seer. Drig means drashta, seer. Natu drishyate. Nobody can see the sakshi. That is what this mantra is saying. first mantra of that text, that grantha. And so, that being the case, idam shariram aham is a wrong conclusion. I have taken a drishya to be drik. I have taken a drishya, an object, to be subject. And it appears that it's an average thing and people make that mistake. Well, that mistake is the universal mistake. And rectifying that mistake is the purpose of our study. So here he's saying that hridayasya iha granthaya means don't take it too literally and look for knots in your heart. He's saying, look at it as avidya pratyaya. Idam shariram is enough. From that, all problems come and you can say they're all knots. And that is what he said here. Iti evam adi lakshanaha. Okay, so he's explained hridayasya grantayaha. Let's read further. Tad viparita
Tad viparita
brahmatma pratyaya
brahmatma pratyaya
upajananat
pajananat
brahma eva aham asmi
brahma eva aham asmi
asamsari iti
asamsari iti
vinashteshu
vinashteshu
avidya granthishu
avidya granthishu
tannimittaha
tannimittaha
kamaha
kamaha
मूलतः विनश्यन्ति.
मूलतः vinashyanti.
Yeah. So having said this avidya pratyaha, which is this hridayasya granthayaha, that's all the symptoms of ajnanam, avidya. Symptoms. The minute avidya is there, then it causes all kinds, it's an error and related symptoms. Okay. Once I make a mistake, the mistake can be an innocuous mistake. Innocuous mistake means it's I make a mistake about many things. It doesn't matter to me at all. Well, I don't know anything about stocks. I have an idea about stock market. Okay, you have an idea about stock market. It is definitely wrong. If you're not into stocks, your idea of stocks is definitely wrong. And so you have a wrong idea. You think it's a right idea, but it's okay. It's irrelevant because you're not in the stock. And so it doesn't make a difference at all. But यहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं है. This is called, that's why Moola is called Moola Vidya. Moola Vidya. If you hear that phrase, that is what this is. Moola Vidya. It is a foundational, too foundational. And so now he's saying, that being the case, Tad Viparita Brahmatma Pratyaya Upajananat. Now, that is one conclusion. Avidya born conclusions is one side. But then, when this Brahmaivaham Asmi, okay, Brahma eva, this Jagatkaranam Brahma eva aham asmi iti pratyayaha, okay, that kind of, he says pratyaya, look at that, pratyaya upajananat, upajananam, jananam means birth, janma, because of the birth of, because of the rise of what? Pratyayaha. Pratyayaha is another conclusion, another thought, another piece of knowledge. Okay. Okay. And what is that knowledge? Brahmatma Pratyayaha. The way Shankara is telling. There also use Pratyaya. Here also using Pratyaya. There a conclusion, an idea I have, and I think it's full knowledge. But no, here this is the real knowledge. Brahmatma Pratyayaha. Brahma eva Atma. Iti Pratyayaha. So all Karmadhara Samasa. So that pratyaya is there. There's another pratyaya, another piece of knowledge that comes, which just knocks off the ignorance. Any knowledge knocks off ignorance. And so, and why does it knock off? Tad viparita. Because that knowledge is opposite. Viparita means opposite. Opposite of what? Tat. Tat is what? What is tat? Hey, this avidya pratyaha are there. Ignorance born ideas are all there. All ignorance born ideas are all knocked off, completely removed. That opposite of that viparita. Iti, then we should say, iti, we can, to make it simpler, we should say, iti avidya pratyayaha vinashyanti, you can say. Avidya pratyaya vinashyanti. This idea, the knowledge will knock off ignorance. Avidya pratyaya. Ignorance means here avidya pratyayaha vinashyanti. Okay, that, and then you can put a semicolon there. Upajananath. Look at that beautiful word. Jananath. Jananam itself is birth. But upajananam, upasamipe. So that which with the ignorance of the self. It is not ignorance of some other idea, some other science. This is not science. This is self. And therefore, upajananath, like Upanishad, upasamipe. So, knowledge of the self. That's why he's using the word upajananath. All right. Then this upajananam, this pratyaya upajananam, right? Brahmatma pratyaya. How does it arise? What are the type of things that you are referring to? Okay. Brahma eva aham asmi. Brahma eva aham asmi. Brahma is understood because earlier also we said asti eva upalabdhavyasya. Asti. Brahma asti iti we know. Then only asmi comes. Therefore, Brahma eva aham asmi. Therefore, what? Asamsari aham. Aham samsari na. Aham asamsari. Okay. Iti. Iti vinashteshu avidya granthishu. Iti. When these avidya pratyaha are gone, then what happens? Then this avidya granthi is gone. Vinashteshu avidya granthishu means when the avidya grantayaha, that means when the avidya pratyayaha, as explained by Shankaracharya, are vinashta, vinashtaha, vinashteshu, the sati saptami in Sanskrit. When this happens, so when ajnanam goes away, then this our grantayaha, hridayasya grantayaha will go away. Okay, then what? Tan nimittaha. Tan nimittaha means what? Caused by this avidya granthi. Tan nimittad here means this avidya granthi. Then whatever is caused by this avidya pratyaha hridayaha grantayaha, what is caused by that? Kama, which was talked about in the previous mantra. So here is the indication that what is said in this mantra is the cause for what is said in the previous mantra. Tan nimittaha kama. So, Hridaya Granthi Nimittaha Kamaha, Avidya Pratyaya Nimittaha Kamaha, all are identical, correct? What happened to them? Well, this is what happens to them. Mulataha Vinashyanti. Mulataha Vinashyanti. Uprooted. Completely along with the root, it's uprooted. You know, this root when it comes, this when they advertise for this hair, this hair. See, we don't know anything much about hair. Hair grows and then we apply oil and all that, and life goes on. Then you see all these advertisements. They show the hair, and then there is a root. Hair has a root, it seems, and then it grows. Then they say the oil will go inside, and then it will nourish that, and then therefore you should buy our oil. That kind of stuff they advertise. So a lot of science they show, and then you say, wow, these guys have done a lot of research. This oil must be the best oil. So you try that for some time, 6 months. After that, you get tired of it. Then you call your friends once again. And then the friend said, I told you just last 6 months ago what happened. Yeah, it's not working out. Over all the signs down the drain. So, Mulataha, but here it's not like that. Here it's the opposite of that. There you want to keep the hair on the head, but here this thing has to be uprooted completely uprooted. And so that is what happens, he says. And how this magic happens like this? You're saying it so simply in one or two lines, and you're walking away, and we are scratching our heads. Hey, long ago we saw Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Yajnavalkya is teaching Maitreyi. What is it teaching? He's saying, Maitreyi asked him, you're running away from all this? You are a Maharaja. You are the king of this universe. You can't walk away just like that. Then what can I do? You can do it. You are all capable. You have all capable people. Nobody will miss me at all. Okay, you when I leave us. That's how great this country is. And so, and he says, gives her a little insights. He gives her. He says, what does he say? First word I'm trying to think. वित्तस्य कामाय वित्तं प्रियं न भवति आत्मनस्तु कामाय वित्तं प्रियं भवति. He says, look, do you love wealth? Yes, I love wealth. Yeah. You know what? Do you desire wealth for the sake of wealth? No, I desire wealth because wealth makes me happy. So the commitment is to me, not the wealth, really speaking. Jaya yaha kamaya jaya priya bhavati. Husband loves the wife. Why? For the wife's sake? No, no. Wife makes me happy, therefore I love my wife. Husband makes me happy, therefore I love my husband. Makes me happy. The minute they stop making me happy, that is why I can say, I can challenge him or her. I can challenge them. What happened? What's your problem? You're a big nuisance in this house. Nuisance in this house. Hey, what happened? I thought you loved them. Okay, that's it. As when the love stops coming, when that love is not there, then it's all a lot of fights from the morning to the evening. You love that person, how can there be fights? Fights is possible. Commitment is this to the self. And so when the self feels apurnaha, then I start bickering and I start fighting and I become frustrated and I become unhappy. And so it's very clear that the commitment is to the self, and the self is mistaken as apurna. Then I go after everything that is out there. And mistakenly, I make the assumption that they are the ones that are making me happy. Wrong conclusion of aham apurnaha. Wrong conclusion. Okay. And finally, he gives a big list. Kshatrasya kamaya, kshatram priyam bhavati. Kshatram means king, Maharaja. Hey, do you love the king? Do people love me, king? Yeah, they love me very much. Well, they love me very much, but let me lose a few wars. Then I then go and ask them if they love me or not. Then they won't love me. Okay. So this love is temporary love. And so he says finally, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Whatever I say I love is all because those objects please the self. The self is pleased by those objects. That is why you love them, and that is temporary. So, because likes and dislikes are just fleeting constantly, anything can change it. One phone call can change things. And so, therefore, what happens to this particular knowledge? What does it do? Mulataha vinashyanti. Mulataha. So that adhyasa, idam shariram iti adhyasaha. Aham, idam shariram, aham. Idam shariram is okay, but idam shariram, aham. Adhyasa it is. It's a projection. And so that projection goes away. Goes away. Nashaha. Adhyasa nashat, apurnatva nashaha. Oh my God. I'm Purna. I can't be Apurna. Impossible. There's no chance. There's no evidence also for me being Apurna. And so That's how it works. And then after that, once that is clear, then desires cannot touch me. I can have any number of desires. Other day I told you, Koti, that shloka is there here. Ichchastu koti vastuni nabadho ganti bhedataha. Means after that, any number of desires, it doesn't matter. It's just a Leela. That is Ishvara Leela. It is all a glory of Ishvara. That's why our sannyasis can do whatever they want. They don't have to do anything they want. So it doesn't matter to them at all. So whatever happens, whatever prarabdha decides will happen. And so desires can, after that, any number of desires can happen. Hey, how can you say that? You're just saying desires are mulataha vinashanti. Now you're saying you can have desires. What is this? The opposite. Viparit bolte hain aap. Hey, God, Bhagavan also. So kamayata bahusyam praja ye yeti satapotapyata satapastapva. Like that, Taittiriya Vakyas are there. So kamayata. Saha kamayata. He desired. Ishvara desired. And then yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Hey, when things don't work out well on earth, I will come back. So this guy has plans, and so he has a lot of desire also. And he, among other desires, of course, he wants to teach Arjuna. There is that desire too. So desire is not a problem at all. Desire with ignorance is what is the problem. Correct? So, and Icha Shakti. Desire is Icha Shakti. Why are you complaining about desire? How can you speak so lowly of desires? Icha Shakti it is. Maya Shakti. Maya is there and she is manifest in the body as Icha, Jnanam and Kriya, which animals don't have. Just very little Icha they have. Icha, in fact, you can't even call it Icha. Filling up the stomach with the same grass. Can't even you give orange juice to the cow. It'll do that and it'll just do like this and walk away. What happened? You don't like orange juice? Orange juice? In America, morning orange juice you have to take, okay? Here it's all rare. It's all coming. All these cartons I see, all kinds of these cartons have come now. You can get anything. Now, whatever you used to get in America, you can get here. So those of you you're staying in America, right? Don't worry. India also you can get. Even in villages like where I'm living, you can get. I can show you the stores. It's all available. All cartons are available. Orange juice, pomegranate juice, guava juice, you name it. It's all there. Fantastic. Only problem is the sugar content is a little on the high side. That's the only problem. Sugar can loaded with sugar. Anyway, so therefore, uh, we'll come back to the text here. Therefore, that is being said here, correct? So that samsara, any number of desires you can have. That's what we were talking about. Desire cannot touch the person. Once the knowledge is there, Padma Patram Ivambhasa. Padma Patram, like a lotus leaf. You put the lotus anywhere, any water. If you put it in slushy water and take it out, nothing will happen to the lotus. It's still fresh and it's still shiny and it still has the texture and beautiful it is. So a jnani is like that. That's what is said in those places. Anyway, Mulataha Vinashyanti. So that Hridayasya Grantayaha. Final conclusion is that. Let's read the Bhaashyam now. अथ मर्त्यः
मर्त्यः
अमृतः भवति
मृतः भवति
एतावत् हि.
एतावत् हि.
So in the Moolam, you see that last quarter. Bhavati etavat hi anushasanam. That's the way to split. There are 4 words there. Bhavati e bhavati etavat hi anushasanam. Okay. That last quarter of the mantra. I hope you're breaking it like that. So here also Shankara is commenting. Martyaha amritaha bhavati etavat hi. All that is moolam. Including atha also. Yeah, the entire second half is said here. All right. Bhavati etavat hi. So now Shankara's Bhaashyam. Etavat
एतावत्
eva
एव
etavat matram
एतावत् मात्रम्
na adhikam asti
न अधिकम् अस्ति
iti
इति
आशंका कर्तव्या
आशंका कर्तव्या
अनुशासनम्
अनुशासनम्
अनुशिष्टिः
अनुशिष्टिः
उपदेशः
उपदेशः
सर्ववेदान्तानाम्
सर्ववेदान्तानाम्
इति वाक्यशेषः.
इति वाक्यशेषः.
So Bhagavan Bhashyakara is explaining the last sentence. Okay. Atha martyaha amritaha bhavati. Atha. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't explain that. Why he doesn't explain that?
We have explained in the
Previous mantra already explained.
It's all text from previous.
Already explained. Yeah. Previous mantra, he says quite a few words. Prak prabodat asit saha prabodottara kalam avidya kama karma lakshanasya mrityaha vinashat amritaha bhakti. He explained that already. What did he say there? Martya, the mortal becomes immortal. Mortal became immortal. Wow. This seems like a shortcut. Hey, there is Martya, mortal became immortal. That's a wrong statement, really speaking. Mortal cannot be immortal. How can mortal become immortal? It's not correct. That is why he says, Prak Prabodhat. Hey, before the rise of this knowledge, this guy thought he was a mortal. Why he thought he was a mortal? He thought he was a mortal means he considered himself to be the body. Shariram, of course, is Martyaha. Shariram will never become Amartyaha. We have an amartya. So that comes to my mind. Shariram can never become amartyaha. Hey, the person is amartyaha. Always Atma has been amartyaha. That amartyatvam has been recognized, has been known. Identity has changed. Identity. You know how people change their identity? Many ways, right? Identity has changed. I'm not talking about all this shape identity, hair identity. They change all colors and all that. Why? Because they want to be something different. Brunette can be blonde, blonde can become brunette. So all these ideas are there. So they change their identity. But here, not by karma identity change, by jnanam identity change. Like the way Indians are rediscovering themselves, their past, their culture, their tradition, their scientists, their Bhaskaras and Bhaskaracharyas and Aryabhatas. They are discovering and say, my God, what happened? How come I didn't know anything? They're more. But the minute you ask a question, another gigabytes of data is out there to know. So then they discover themselves. And today's Bharatiya is very different from the Bharatiya of 100 years ago, 50 years ago. So, like that, rediscovery is happening here. And so, he did not explain all this because it was said before. Atha, therefore, Atha means, therefore, you can say, Martyaha Amritaha Bhavati. Then continuing, Etavad hi, Etavad hi, Anushasanam. Etavad hi, Anushasanam. So, let's look at Anushasanam first. Anushasanam is equal to Anushishtihi is equal to Upadeshaha. Upadeshaha, teaching. Anushishtihi, Shas Dhatu. So Anushasanam. The Hindi mein Shasanam, etc., governance, all those meanings will come. Shas means governance, Shasan, Karna. So governing, managing, all that is there. But here it's not that meaning. Anushasanam is equal to, Shankara says, Upadeshaha. Upadeshaha means teaching. Revealing a fact is called Upadeshaha. Revealing something that the student did not know. It's called Upadeshaha. All right. So, Etavadhi Anushasanam. Etavad. Etavad, Shankaracharya is saying, Etavad eva, that he should mean eva. Eva means this much alone. Etavad. Etavat matram. This much alone is the teaching. So that means what? A jnanam ke baad, this is all theory, correct? Practice has to be done. There will be some practice. Every theory has to be followed by practice. You ask any doctor, they will tell you yes. You ask any mother, father who's cooking, they will tell you that about cooking. You ask any guy, architect is there. So the new guy has come. And you have learned a lot, my dear friend. You are all from top universities, but you know what? You have to construct a bridge and see. Only then you'll really learn. It is true everywhere. Everywhere. Wherever there is karma involved, this theory practice dichotomy is going to be there. That's why in the resume they say 10 years of experience, project manager experience. Wow. Okay. So that's 10 years is good. So that experience is important. So yahan par kya hai? How many years of experience is needed? Yetadeva anushasanam. I am not good. There is nothing for me to say anymore. I can't even say go sit and meditate. Even though meditation is very useful, nididhyasanam is useful, important, but this is all the teaching. Teaching is removal of avidya. Now you go, you figure it out. If it's not clear, then you have to go back to the notes and listen to that again. But this is it. Etavadhi, etavan matram eva. This much alone is the teaching. So, in Kathopanishad, there's a beautiful thing. Kathopanishad, there's a particular mantra. He says, at the end of the Upanishad, it's only 2 or 3 mantras are remaining. And the student asks, Boho Upanishadam Bruhi. Upanishadam Bho Bruhi, he says. At the end of the Upanishad, he's saying, hey Guru, please teach me Upanishad. Suppose you are teaching, you are conducting classes. At the end of the class, Upanishad class, somebody tells you, please teach me Upanishad. How will you feel? Okay. So now this teacher, look at how compassionate this teacher is. You know what he says? I wrote it down. Ukta te Upanishad. The Upanishad has been told to you, has been taught to you, my dear student. It has been taught to you. Okay. And Brahmi Vavata Upanishadam Abruma. Hey, this Upanishad, which teaches you the nature of Brahma, which is you, has been taught to you. That is what he says, and he concludes. Unlike the other teacher. So somebody, this Ramayana, Upanyasa was happening. He used to give the katha for lagatar for a month. This katha was going on, and so this man had come front seat before everybody. He comes and sit, and so the Acharya was watching all this and said, "Wow, he's the one who's most regular." And then comes before, and then he stays all the way till the end, and then he moves. And so Acharya was very happy. And then towards the end, after the last session is over, Guru Dakshina and all over, then this man approaches Acharya and then says, Guru, this the Upanyasam was too good. This kind of Ramayana I've never heard from anybody. And so I'm really thankful to you. I have only one doubt. I have only one doubt. After all this, only one doubt. That's very good. And so he says, Guru, only doubt I have is whether is it Ravana or is it Rama? Among the two, who is a Rakshasa? I don't know. Who is a Rakshasa among these two? This is what I don't know. So you know what Acharya said? Acharya said, you want to know who is Rakshasa? Rama is not Rakshasa. Ravana is not Rakshasa. I am Rakshasa. Okay, that is what Guruji said. Okay. So like that, it happens sometimes. It happens. What to do? That's what life is like that. And so here the teacher is very clear. Etadeva Anushasanam. This is all there is. There is nothing more. Yallabhan na param labham. Yallabhat na param labham. Manyate nadhiko tataha yasmin. In Bhagavad Gita, it is there. Yasmin sthito na dukkena guruna api vichalyate. Vichalyate. So yallabhat na param labham. There is nothing beyond this. And like that, jnanam vitteham savijnanam idam vakshyamya sheshataha 7.2. Yajñatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avashishyate. Nothing else is left. Na avashishyate. Nothing is left. Same thing he says here also. Adhikam asti iti ashanka na kartavya. Put the nakara here before kartavya. Bring the na and put it before kartavya. Adhikam asti. There is something more to study. Iti. Ashanka na kartavya. Don't suspect. Don't have that kind of idea that I only studied one Upanishad. If I study other Upanishads, I'm going to become wiser. I will know something more. This something more and all is there only in the world of karma, not in the world of jnana. You can know a lot of details. In science, you can know a lot of details because it is aparavidya. Aparavidya, you can keep on breaking a concept down and further and further and further, and research is always possible. Therefore, you can never say in aparavidya, I know it all. I know it all. Because it's mithya vastu. Mithya vastu is constantly broken down. Until satyam is found, mithya has to be broken down. And mithya always has to be maybe broken. Therefore, there you can say, I want to know. I'm so interested in botany. I want to do a PhD in botany. Look at that. I know so much about botany. Now I want to do a PhD in botany. What is this? I thought you told you know a lot about botany. No. Now, because I know a lot, I feel I don't know a lot also. Okay, I love the subject so much, I want to do a PhD. PhD means that's it. Another 4 or 5 years of life is gone. And, our parents, these doctors, the doctors, they do MBBS, then they do something else, then they say internship, and then they say something else. They call it, they have some words for it. It is another 3 years. What is it called? Specialization, right? And they do that.
Post-graduation, then super specialty.
Super specialty. And in the US, they have fellowship is there. And the person is aging. And the parents are very concerned. 25, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, not married yet. And the study itself is not over. Forget marriage. So, now it is. Anyway, why? Because that's the nature of the subject. That is the nature of Aparavidya. But here, our Yama Dharmaraja says, Etavat eva. That's it over. If you understand it, once avidya nivritti happens, then over. Once the snake vritti is replaced by the rope vritti, what is there to be done? All fears are gone. Gone instantaneously. Not after paripaka, I have to dream over it, I have to do some nididhyasanam, and then after that only I will be free from fear. No. It's not like that. It's not like that. That's why he says here, Sarva Vedantanam iti Vakya Sheshaha. He's saying you can add, you have to complete the sentence by saying Sarva Vedantanam Anushasanam. Not just this teaching of this Upanishad. Sarva Vedantanam. Whatever Vedanta text you have in mind, this is all they're going to say. You won't see anything more. That is what here Yamadharmaraja is saying. And so that's beautiful. That's good. That's how it should be, And so there's a big discussion about that. Because our orientation is jnana karma samuchaya. See, Every student is studying and also a grahastha. Karma is involved, jnanam is involved. Karma is involved, shravanam is involved. Constant. It's a mix of both. Constant. Karma is all, even a jnani has to do karma, really speaking. So where is the question? If a jnani is a grahastha karma is there. Morning anushtanam that person has to do. And so Gayatri Japa is there. The person has to chant Gayatri Japa. So much karma is there. What to talk of a jnani? Karma is always there. So karma and jnanam always go together, it seems. Correct. In a way, it is true. But the discussion is there. There's a very detailed discussion about the fact that the person who does karma is different from the person who knows. Like that, there is some discussion. And they can, then the locus of jnanam and locus of karma cannot be identical. And so jnanam and karma cannot happen by the same person. Like that, some detailed discussion and all is there. Because the Purva Pakshi's stand is that you need knowledge and you need karma also. Jnanam plus karma gives moksha. What we are saying here is jnanam alone gives moksha. Then the other person says, no, antakarana shuddhi, karma only can give. Jnanam cannot give antakarana shuddhi, only karma can give. So you will say karma plus jnana gives moksha. Like that, some technical discussions are. We don't have to get into that. But etavad heva, hi eva, anushasanam. And even here, by the way, Kathopanishad 1-15, take a look at 1-15. 1-15. What does it say? Which page is this? 1-15. Okay. Gita Press, page 60. In your notebook, if you have it, that will be good. So, let me read this mantra. Sarve Vedaha Yat Padamamananti Tapamsi Sarvani Cha Yad Vadanti Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Bravini Om Ityetat. Sarve Vedaha Yat Padamamananti. Already Yama had indicated. All Vedas, what they are teaching finally is this thing which I'm going to, which is Om, is what he said there. That's the teaching. So, same thing here he's saying, Etavad Hi Anushasanam. This is all the teaching there is. Okay? So, we can connect like that also. So, what's the summary of this mantra? This mantra and the previous mantra are connected. Previous mantra, it was said, Sarve Kamaha Pramuchyante. And then this mantra provides the reason for why those kamas go away. And here he talks about avidya pratyaya. When avidya and avidya bond deeply entrenched wrong conclusions are all gone, then all desires will go away. All desires will go away means all binding desires will go away. Non-binding desires, any number one can have. Okay, that's the meaning of that. This mantra. And also says that this is the teaching. Teaching is concluded. That is what he's saying.
Also Bhagavad Gita 8:11. Yadaksharam Veda Vidavadanti. Same last. Yes.
Correct. Same as this 1-15. Bhagavad Gita. Good. So that shows Krishna has studied the Upanishads when he was in Sandipani. Correct? Yes or no? Krishna was a student or not? He was a student. He went to Veda Padashala. He had his teacher and all. So here, all that is there. So, and then he was taught Kathopanishad there, must be, because he is quoting that mantra here in the Bhagavad Gita. So, good. That's the column here. So,
So we say that, no? Sarvopanishado Dogda. We say that, no, about Krishna? Sarvopanishado Dogda.
That is Dhyana Shloka.
right. Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogda Gopala Nandanaha. So, this Gopala Nandana, Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sarvopanishado Gamaha. The cow is all the Vedas, all Upanishads is a cow. And this milkman is Krishna, right? Dogdha Gopalanandanaha. Correct. Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta. Then that calf is Arjuna. Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. Then the milk that comes out is Gita Amritam, like that goes. Good. All right, let's do the Anmaya of this mantra. Yada Swamiji says Atma Jnana Kale. Not Shankara's word. Yada Atma Jnana Kale in brackets. Iha Moolam. Iha. Then within brackets Jivataha. Shankara's word. Jivataha. It's while here means right now, while the person is alive. Why should they say alive? What is this alive business? Hey, that's because everybody says moksha is after death. What to do? We have to say ihaiva yajjita sargaha yesham samye sthitam manaha. We keep on that here is such an important word. Yeah. So iha jivataha hridayasya within brackets buddhehe. Okay, buddhehe sarve granthayaha moolam. And then you should put in brackets. It would be nice to do this. Avidya pratyayaha in brackets. And Shankara there he says Grantivat Vidya Pratyaha there. But then all these anxieties, wrong conclusions are all manifest in the form of anxieties, which is all the Grantayaha, which is the knots of the heart. Okay. Sarve Grantayaha within brackets Avidya Pratyayaha. Then Prabhidyante. Is equal to Vinashyanti. Within brackets Vinashyanti. And then comma, yada. When this happens, when all the vidya pratyaha are removed, destroyed, then what happens? Atha mrityaha amritaha bhavati. Atha martyaha amritaha bhavati. Full stop. Next sentence. Yetavat hi. Yetavat hi. Sarva Vedantanam, within brackets, Anushasanam. Within brackets, Upadeshaha, Shankaracharya. Bhavati also you can say. Upadeshaha bhavati. Both words within brackets. Okay, let's read this slowly. Yada Atmajnana Kale. Yada meaning Atmajnana Kale. Iha Jivataha Hridayasya Buddhehe Sarve Granthayaha Avidya Pratyayaha Prabhidyante Vinashyanti, comma, Atha Martyaha amritaha bhavati. Full stop. Etavat hi sarva vedantanam anushasanam upadeshaha bhavati. Clear?
Guruji, the word pravidyante is equal to vinashyanti, you said. Am I correct?
Correct. Correct. So the Shankara's word right there. Bhaashyam, it is there. Vinashyanti. So like you did before long ago, if you want to write your Anvaya and then write the translation of the Anvaya and send it by email to our group, that will be good. It will be a good review for everybody else also. Long ago, I think you used to do all that, no? Right. Yeah, everybody is shaking their head. Good. I'm glad you remember it. All right. Now, Sambandha Bhaashyam to the next mantra. Vek Sambandha Bhaashyam. Right? Let's read that. Nirasta Ashesha
Nirasta Ashesha
Vishesha Vyapi
Vishesha Vyapi
Brahmatma Pratipatya
Brahmatma Pratipatya
Prabhinna Samasta
Prabhinna Samasta
Avidyadi Granthehe
Avidyadi Grandehe
Jivataha Eva
Jivataha Jivataha Eva
Brahma Bhutasya
Brahma Budasya
Vidushaha
Vidushaha
Na Gatihi Vidyate
Na Gatihi Vidyate
Iti Uktam.
Idi Uktam. There
So
is
in your
something
book, I
more
think,
before that.
okay, what does it say?
It says Atra Brahma Samasnute
All right, go ahead
Iti
and let's say that. Atra Brahma
Brahma Samasnute
Samashnute.
Iti Uktatvat.
Yeah, Atra Brahma Samashnute
Atra Brahma Samasnute
Iti Uktatvat.
Iti Uktatvat.
All right, let's stop there. Let's pause there. Beautiful. So now, Shankaracharya is giving an introduction to the next mantra. And this introduction is a little bit longer than what it has been. Okay. That is because the next mantra is a diversion from this Brahma Vidya. That's why he's giving an introduction. And he's telling why that's happened. Why that's happened. So let's see. Nirasta Ashesha Vishesha Vyapi Brahmatma Pratipratya Prabhinna Samasta Avidyadi Grantehe Jivataha Eva Brahma Bhutasya Vidushaha Na Gatihi Vidyate Iti. All right. So he's talking about the nature of Vidushaha, Vidwan, right? Vidushaha is the word there. For that wise person who has become wise because of all the teaching, right? Because of all the learning, Shravana, Vidushaha. And Vidushaha means of the Vidwan, Shashti Vibhakti, Ekavachan. And so, for that person, Na Gatihi Vidyate. I'll come back to all that later. So, Na Gatihi Vidyate. Na Gatihi Vidyate. Gatihi Vidyate. So, there is no travel for that. And some of you are wondering, they figured out what I'm thinking about. All right. So sometimes a lot of thoughts come and you have to wait until they settle down and then I have to decide what to say. So, Gatihi Vidyate. Gatihi. Now you know all these words now. What is that? The Upanishad is over. There's nothing to teach, really speaking. Yeah, I should ask you to give a lecture now. All of each of you 5 minutes talk about it. That's how it should be. Talking, a teacher talking constantly, I think that's a wrong idea. But sometimes when the students start babbling, babbling, then again the teacher has to come. And so they said, oh, what a mistake I made, and all they might say. So just to make sure we don't get into that. So gatihi vidyate. Gatihi means what? This punarapi jananam, punarapi man. Transmigration is called gati. And it's a very big thing in our Sanatana Dharma. And so na gatihi vidyate vidushaha. That we know. So wise person has no travel. Punarjanma. Gatihi is not there. All right. So let's look at this Nirasta and all. Let's finish that. So Nirasta Ashesha Vishesha Vyapi Brahmatma Pratipatya. Pratipatya Jnanena. Pratipatti is Jnanam. So Pratipatya is equal to Jnanena. By the knowledge. By the knowledge. What kind of knowledge is it? Brahmatma Pratipatya. Hey, this Brahmatma Vidya is there. Brahmatma Vidya. Brahma eva aham asmi iti. Shankaracharya told us earlier. That Vidya, by that knowledge, okay? And what is this Brahma? Can you tell me a little more about that Brahma? Yeah, it is Nirasta Ashesha Vishesha Vyapi. Two adjectives are given here. One adjective is Vyapi. Vyapi means Sarva Vyapi. All pervasive Brahma. Okay, that Brahma. And there is another adjective given. That is Nirasta Ashesha Vishesha. Vishesha means qualified by. Qualification is a Visheshanam. Qualification, let's say. And Nirasta Visheshana means negated qualities. Nirasta, removed. No qualities at all. Ashesha. It is so negated, there is absolutely no quality left for this Brahma. Means what? Brahma, Sagunam Brahma is what we all know. A child also knows Sagunam Brahma. And even though the child will not use that word, they will use words like Krishna, Rama, and Lakshmi and Saraswati doing Saraswati Puja. We all know Sagunam Brahma very well. Okay. All right. And so all gunas are there. Sagunam Brahma means guna Sahita Brahma. But here he is talking about a Brahma which is Sarva Vyapi and which is Nirasta Ashesha Vishesha. That Brahma, all of whose qualities are negated entirely without any remnant. Ashesha. Without any remnant is a very important word in Vedanta. It says that completely. Kritsnam. Samasta Kritsna Visheshaha. Completely removed. Okay, that kind of Brahma and that kind of Brahmatma Jnanam, okay, is there with that kind of knowledge. Then further, what happens with that knowledge? Prabhinna samasta avidyadi grantehe yeah, correct. Prabhinna samasta avidyadi grantehe means this granthi is there. Granthi is avidya pratyayaha. We saw that in the last mantra. Avidyadi grantihi, let's say grantihi. So all these knots, which are all brooks of avidya, which are all children of avidya, correct? Avidyadi adi. So adi means all. Avidya, kama, karma, phalam, punarjanma, avidya, kama, karma. This is what is avidyadi. Samasta. Entire, all conclusions, all wrong conclusions I have because of avidya, and because of that, all the problems I have also, which I have imputed on myself, the essential self, with an uppercase S. Okay. Samasta, all of them prabhinnaha, are destroyed, removed, gone, vaporized, pulverized, whatever word you want to use, completely gone. Okay, referring to that person. This is all referring to the person. Okay, grantehe, of that person. Like that previous line also. Okay, previous line, by that knowledge. Then the person becomes like that. Jivat, and that, let's look at the other word. Brahma Bhutasya. Who is now Brahma Bhutaha? Previously he was Bhut, now he's Brahma Bhut, So Bhut, because previously he's been traveling all over the place. So one who is traveling all over is Bhoot bolte hai na. So anyway, so this Brahma Bhoot means he is become Brahma. Brahma Bhutaha. He has become Brahma. Become Brahma means what? He has understood that he is Brahma, she is Brahma. Brahma Bhutasya Vidushaha. All are referring to that person, wise person. Vidushaha. Of that wise person who is a Brahma Bhutaha, who is a Prabhinna Samasta Avidya Digrantihi of that person because of Jnanena, that Brahmatma Jnanena. Jivataha eva, while living here itself, right now, at this very moment, if you are ready, I am ready. That kind of person right now, Jivataha eva, okay, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, like that, there is a famous mantra. So, Jivataha eva, Gatihi na Vidyate. That also you understand. For that person, there is no more any travel at all. Travel is not there. This travel that's been going on for ages and ages is not there. Not there. Gatihi na vidyate. And Shankaracharya is saying, hey, in mantra number 14, 2 mantras back, Yamad already said, Atra Brahma Samashnute. Atra Brahma Samashnute is recalling that. Iti Uktam or Iti Uktatvat. That was said. Atra Brahma Samashnute means that for that person there is only Brahma, there's nothing else there. Advaitam, Advaita Drishti has been gained. Nothing has been created. Creation is only there in the realm of karma. Karma phalam, only creation. Here, only what is there can be recognized. That's all. Atra Brahma Samashnute, like that it was said for this wise person, Vidusha. Okay, until then we have read. Okay, he's building it up slowly, and then further we have to read this. Let's read the next part. न तस्य प्राणाः
न तस्य प्राणाः
उत्क्रामन्ति
उत्क्रामन्ति
ब्रह्म एव सन्
ब्रह्म एव सन्
ब्रह्म अप्येति
ब्रह्म अप्येति
इति श्रुत्यन्तरात् च.
इति श्रुत्यन्तरात् च.
Yeah. He is giving further quotation, further justification to that statement that Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. The person is Brahma, the wise person is Brahma. Wise person was, unwise person also is Brahma, really speaking. But wise person is Brahma is the statement. And that comes to recognize that Brahma is saying, hey, that's a very popular thing. It's not new at all for any of you, any of us. Na tasya pranaha utkramanti Brahma eva san Brahma apyeti. Is coming from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 446. Shrutyantaracha. From that, another Shruti also. Shrutyantara means another Shruti. Another Vedanta Grantaha, another Shruti, another Upanishad also says the same thing. What does it say? A. Natasya pranaha utkramanti. That person's sukshma shariram does not travel. Pranaha means sukshma shariram, which has all the pranas, doesn't travel at all. Doesn't travel. Utkramanti. Because karana shariram is not there, it's all broken, nothing is there. There is no person to take on any karma at all. All the loads of karma, what happens? This is the only way to overcome that billions and billions of karma. Common understanding is that I must gain billions and billions of punya in order to neutralize billions and billions of papa. Then whatever billions and billions of punya that is there, I must experience the karma phalam, that punyam I must experience. That's a common idea. Hey, there is no end to that. There is no end to that because infinite. Don't convert the billions into infinite. Then the whole game changes. Okay. Therefore, na tasya pranaha utkramanti brahma eva san brahma apyeti. A being Brahma, that person gains Brahma. Apyeti means gaining. Apnoti ityarthaha. Okay. Brahma eva san. Being Brahma, the person gains Brahma. Means that person is Brahma, comes to know that I am Brahma. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. Everything is Brahma, not just I am Brahma. Okay. That is what it is. Shutyantaratyucha. Okay. Gatihi nasti. For that such a person, gatihi nasti. We have already seen gatihi nasti before. Where is that? In this Upanishad, not in some other class and all. In this Upanishad itself, we saw.
Visharanagati, while doing Upanishad, we saw. Gati
Huh?
nasti. Visharanagati avasadhanat. In that gati nasti.
Very good. So, Visharana Gati Visharana Gati Avasadanayoho.
Gati
There we
nasti.
saw. Gati.
There we see.
There, the Upanishad is that text which reveals, which teaches Brahma, because of which the Gati goes away. Gati is destroyed. There we saw Gati. Then,
Vishnoho padam, in that also we saw gati. It's not param padam, not going somewhere. It is Jnatavyam, not praptavyam, that also is.
okay, good. So,
Gaviratra nasti.
that is what I was looking for. Ananya prokte gatiratra nasti. That is the first thing that came to mind. So, na narena varena prokta yeshaha suvijneyah bahuda chintyamanaha ananya prokte gatiratra nasti. Aniyan shatakyamanu pramanat. It's a very important mantra. Hey, this avarena narena prokta. The people who really haven't understood this, but they think they understand, and they come and teach this. Then what happens, it seems, Yama makes it very clear. Na suvijnayaha. Then it is not at all easy to understand. The subject will become very complicated. Already it seems complicated. And then very complicated. Bahuda chintyamanaha. It will be thought of in many different ways. Many schools of thought will emerge. This teacher will become he starts off many schools of thought, Many new ashrams with new titles will come. Bahuda chintyamanaha. Then Ananya Prokti Gatiratra Nasti. Hey, only the person who knows that I am Brahma and I am not different from the world, I am not different from Ishvara also. Ananya. Ananya Prokti, when taught by an Ananya Purushaha, Gatiratra Nasti. Where is the question of Gati? Like that we saw it earlier. And then Aniyan hi Atarkyam Anupramanat. If you start using logic to try to come to this thing, only logic, if you come, you can never arrive at it, because from the finite, you can never arrive at the infinite. So, very beautiful mantra it is, which we saw 128. If you want to make a note of that, 128. Okay. So, this is the one part of the introduction. It is Shrutyantarat. He said that. So, he just concluded, he's restating what was said so far in the Upanishad and concluded in the last mantra, number 15, right? 2, 3, 15. What is he going to say next? He's going to say, look at that. We will read it later tomorrow in the next class. Ye punaha manda brahma vidah. Manda brahma vidah. He's using the word manda brahma vidah. Means the people who know manda brahma. Manda Brahma. What is this? Guruji, this is unfair. I thought I knew this very well. Sagunam Brahma, I knew. Nirgunam Brahma also, I know. This is all, I feel like I got something out of your classes. Now, suddenly, at the end of the teaching, you are saying Manda Brahma. You could have told it long ago. And what is this Manda Brahma? And then, therefore, dull Brahma. Those who know the dull Brahma. So we will see that because the next mantra is talking not about Brahma Vidya, but this Gati, talking about Gati. That Brahma Vidya that gives Gati is talking about, which is Saguna Brahma Vidya. No secret there. Manda Brahma is Saguna Brahma. Oh my God, Saguna Brahma is called Manda Brahma. We'll see that in the next class. Okay.
Pseudo Brahma.
Om Apadamapahataram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Om Kale Varshatu Parjanyah पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ